This is going to be a guided meditation for you if you're someone who has been feeling really stressed lately and wound up. It's particularly for you if you're noticing that you keep getting pulled into these little anxiety pockets and you feel like you've sort of lost control over that happening a lot of the time. So maybe you have some interaction with a group of people and you sort of find yourself ruminating on it later, or you have something coming up over the next couple of weeks and you can't stop thinking about it and it feels like it's polluting you inside a bit and you're starting to feel like you're a bit disconnected from yourself and again, wound up, contracted. This is really going to be for you. The intention that I have through doing this meditation with you, and yeah, it's not going to be I'm not going to be barking down orders. I want to do this with you. I want us to be able to experience this together. My intention for us doing this meditation together is that you're going to be able to unwind some of that tension and let go. Really, I'm of the mind that meditation shouldn't be some discipline that we have to, there's a time and a space when I got into meditation. I was doing Theravada Buddhist meditation in my late teens. And so I kind of got my practice with meditation a very sort of intensive focus. You go do the retreats, meditate 10 hours a day, and then you do 2 hours every day. Over time, I've kind of come to look at meditation more as something that I feel like I should enjoy and that should serve a purpose. So that's the intention here. It's a meditation that we're going to enjoy together, and it's going to serve a purpose. Once you understand the framework, once you get a sense of how this is working, and I won't need to explain it to you, you'll just intuitively get a sense of what we're actually doing in this meditation. It will just come to you throughout. If it doesn't, just add it to your saved videos and watch it again. Do this meditation a couple times, get a feel for it. And you'll notice, there's kind of this thing that keeps happening in me that I get wound up for. Again, we don't want to go into 15 minutes of explanation as to what that is or how that works, because it's not going to be useful for you to know that unless you realize it in yourself. And that's why we're doing a meditation and not a theory video here today. So if that sounds like it's going to be useful for you, let's get into the guided meditation. Let's do that together now. Okay, so we want to start by just making sure we're in a comfortable position and we're not going to be interrupted over the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You might even want to set aside a little bit longer just to really let this sink into your experience. So if you've got people running around, coming in and out, maybe just find a better time or find a place in your house or whatever where you can relax. Turn your phone on silent. You can sit down or you can lay down, whatever feels most comfortable for you. I would recommend sitting and not laying down, because there's a tendency that when we're really relaxed, which we will be, we can fall asleep, right? It's really easy to fall asleep when you're relaxing very deeply. So I recommend that you sit up, but if you're more comfortable laying down, go ahead and do that. So let's just start here by closing the eyes, and you can just follow along with me here. So just start by closing the eyes. And what we're going to do now is, without trying to, or without any kind of technique, we're just going to allow the body to relax in its own time. So just give yourself some space and the permission to allow your body to relax into a position that's really comfortable for you. If it helps you, you can take some deep breaths. You don't have to. Just allow the body to relax. Sinking deeper into that sense of relaxation inside. And whatever way you experience this is completely okay. You might find that you immediately sink into a relaxation, like as if it's something that you've needed. And if so, just enjoy that. Or you might find that there's some resistant thoughts, sense of not really being able to get into it easy, and that's completely fine too. There's no point of relaxation that we're looking to reach. It's just as relaxed as you can be right now. If that's 20% relaxation, you just allow that. And also notice that if you feel that you're sort of holding tension, as you become more relaxed, you might notice that there's sort of extra tension that you're holding in different areas of the body. You might be holding some tension in your face or around your jaw, pelvis, chest, shoulders, just whatever it is. You don't have to force that relaxation. You're just noticing it and allowing the body to relax as if it were on a coat hanger, and it's just finding the position where it needs to naturally. Okay. I want you to notice that as you're relaxed in this way, there's a sort of centeredness to this relaxation. There's a sort of spacious centeredness that you can notice. It's a little bit deeper than the regular kind of reactive consciousness that we're in, where we're just responding to this thing and we're thinking about that thing. We're getting ready for something, or we're winding down from something, or we're looking to distract ourselves from something. I just want you to notice the sense of spaciousness that comes with giving yourself permission to relax. It might be a lot of spaciousness. It might just be a little bit, but I just want you to notice that subtle sense of spaciousness that arises with giving yourself permission to relax, giving your body permission to relax, and your mind permission to relax, and your heart permission to relax, just for this time that we have together now. And again, we're not looking to define or hold on to this relaxation. We're just allowing it to be. And I want you to notice that in this relaxation, there's more awareness that you have access to. Because like I said, instead of just reacting to things that are coming up, it's like all of a sudden we've become a bit more aware of what's happening in that field of consciousness, in that spaciousness. The experience of my voice, and even the experience of relaxation, or the thoughts about what's happening. They might be resistant thoughts, there might be doubtful thoughts about this. That's okay. There might be enjoyment. You might be somewhere in between. But whatever it is, just notice how these thoughts are coming up, but you don't have to respond to them or react to them if you don't really want to. They're just thoughts. They're just arisings in that field of spaciousness. They're just things arising out of awareness. Just allow them to arise as they want to. I just want to remind you of that centeredness. Everything in your body experience, you're just allowing to be the way that it is, and trusting that your body knows how to find its point of regulation. If we imagine like a flower or a tree or a night sky, notice how there's no thought required for any of those things to occur. They just occur. There's just a unifying force that somehow allows those things to come into being. A flower just knows how to grow, or a tree just knows how to blossom from seed to rhizome to root to branches to fruit. The night sky just knows how to unfold itself into its tapestry. And just notice that that same force is the thing that allows you to be. So your body knows how to find its point of relaxation, as does the mind. We don't need to apply some technique. We're just noticing that there is this state that we're in, and there's these arisings. You don't have to contemplate or consider anything that I'm saying to you. There's just the noticing that these thoughts are occurring as they are, whatever those thoughts are for you. So just go ahead and sit in that spaciousness, and we'll be in that together now. Relaxing into that awareness, into that spaciousness. And like I said about that force, just allowing ourselves to be a product of that instead of all the things that we feel like we need to be in day-to-day life. Whether you're a mom or a dad or a son or a daughter, a friend, a lover. Noticing that we adopt these roles temporarily, but right now we are just allowing ourselves to know ourselves as this one force and as it moves through us, and that we'll be able to adopt the roles that we play again when we want to. We can always pick them back up, but right now we're just noticing ourselves as this force that moves through us, this presence and this calm. Notice that we don't have to go anywhere or do anything with this. Notice that there are different responses that come up in us. Like there might be a sense of deep relief, enjoyment, relaxation into it. It could be boredom or confusion or not really feeling like you're doing this right. Whatever it is, just notice how these are just responses that arise in that same awareness. I want you to notice how there is just awareness, and then there are the products of awareness. We could think of awareness as a context, and the thoughts and the sensations, the feelings that we have as content. Right? Awareness is just the platform, and then there is all of the arisings within the platform. And we spend so much of our lives being involved with the arisings that sometimes we forget to notice how it's all just taking place within this awareness. We maybe don't give a lot of attention to that simple fact. But just now allow yourself to give attention to that. You don't have to place your attention on it or focus on it, because there is nothing to actually focus on. It would be like trying to clap with one hand. There's no ability to do so. There is just the recognition of everything arising within awareness. And all the contents of awareness simply act as reflections back to that awareness. We can't ever really find that awareness or locate it. It has no location in time or space. It's not within the brain. It's not within the mind. These are all just contents of awareness. I want you to notice how, as we're looking at these thoughts, as we're looking at these sensations or feelings that arise in awareness, whatever they are, every and any kind of content is allowed completely. Even if there is natural resistance that rises up, that resistance is allowed completely. Whatever these contents are, I want you to notice how they are just essentially clouds within the sky of awareness. That awareness just is and always was, always has been. And that these clouds pass through this field of awareness. And we have a tendency, don't we, to get so close to these clouds that pass through our awareness that we can't see anything else. We can't see the clouds for the sky. We can't see the forest for the trees. It's like as if we hold a ping pong paddle up to our face and speak of knowing nothing but being ping pong paddle. That's the only reality that we see. But notice how we extend it away. We don't have to throw it away from us or do anything. But we just notice that ping pong paddle, those clouds, those trees, they all just take place within the forest or the sky or the environment. It's just that when we're so close to it, it looks like the only thing that is. It's kind of like one of those 3D images that's actually like a 2D platform, but it comes out, it looks like it's coming out at you. And it presents itself as this very sort of enticing illusion. But you don't worry about it. You don't imagine that there's this image coming out to grab you because you have this background sense that it's actually just 2D. It's like you know how to recognize that it's an illusion, even though it appears to do something that you don't really believe in it. And that's the same with our thoughts here. The thoughts that we give the most time and energy to, and that we are reacting to the most. We do so with the background belief that they are real and they're going to affect everything. And notice how there's a tendency for the mind to constantly want more information and justification of how to make things work like this. It's not bad, it's not good or bad, we're not trying to judge it. It's just noticing that there's this process, that the mind always wants more guarantees and always wants more information. But notice how this is just a process that takes place within awareness, and that if you should so choose, you can just allow this process of mind, process of body to unfold within the sky of awareness as though it were a cloud. Passing phenomena, echoing through the ocean of eternity. Let's just sit in that ocean of awareness silently for a few minutes here. again, we're just noticing whatever tendency arises out of that awareness is completely okay. We're not trying to be more spiritual or not have thoughts or have a mystical state. We're just getting rid of all those notions. They're just not useful to us here. We're just trusting that whatever unfolds through our awareness now is what needs to. But we are also noticing how it is still in awareness. We are observing it. It can be sometimes helpful to ask ourselves. I remember reading this in a book years ago, asking yourself, what will the next thought I have be? What will my next thought be? Noticing we're sort of turning into the place where those thoughts arise more through doing so. Becoming more aware of the platform of consciousness rather than the contents. What will my next thought be? Okay. I want you to really slowly allow yourself to, still with your eyes closed, move your body a little bit. You can move your extremities, your fingertips, your toes, and feet and hands. There's just the awareness of a little bit of energy in the body moving through, just generating a little bit of energy. We're staying within that awareness, but we're moving energy through our body, so you can sway side to side if that feels comfortable to you, or you can move your pelvis, your knees, ankles, just getting energy flowing back into the physical body. What will my next thought be? Slowly opening the eyes to take in the world again at your own pace. There's no rush for this. If you feel like keeping them closed a little bit longer, you are welcome to do so. If not, just open your eyes and take in the space around you. Noticing that there's that spaciousness that always permeates through us, even though we're now aware of these denser contents, not just thoughts and sensations through the internal space, but we're also aware of the video. That's the whole meditation. And sometimes it's good after we do a meditation or before to give some explanation on how things are working, but what I want you to do is I want you to place your faith in your own intuition, because like I said, remember there's that tendency for the mind to want more information, which is natural. It's good to have more information so we can be more knowledgeable and we can transmute that into wisdom. But I want you to just be able to also recognize that there's another aspect of consciousness that doesn't pick up patterns and information through just having that information told to you. And that sometimes it's not obvious to you right away, but trust that within the background of consciousness, there is enough recognition to know what you need to. So like I said, if you want to save this video in your saved videos tab, if you haven't made playlists on YouTube, I highly recommend it. That's what I do with my favorite stuff. You can put it back on, you can do it again a couple times if you really want it to sink in, or you may just have felt like this is enough for you right now. And that's good enough. So that's it. If you got value out of this, I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, helping me grow this up. liking the video, subscribing, and sharing this to anyone you feel like would get value out of it. If you know someone who's stressed and you felt like this was like, you're talking about stress or whatever, you felt like this was a unique way of unwinding some of that. Notice that the more that you do this, the more that you give yourself permission to relax and that you let that intuitive current move through, this does just become more natural. Any pattern that's learned can be unlearned, but the trick is that it does have to be replaced with a more aligned pattern. We don't just want empty space in itself. Nature abhors a vacuum, right? We want that vacuum to be filled with something valuable to us. So hopefully this video did so. And it came from my heart, so hopefully it reached yours. That's going to be it for me today. Hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.